getting back into the swing of things and making my cards. I had this semi put together when I filmed the one video, but I wanted to finish it on camera with you guys. I did add the little window box and then the flowers on the bottom, my hinge to open the door, which I will show you guys what I use for that. What I like to do is make sure that this top part is folded down where it's supposed to be, and it will fold flat. So what I do is I'll take and put a pencil mark along the top where that adhesive is going to hit, so that way when I add all my elements, nothing gets covered up. So for my little hinges, I mean, you can use anything really, but I had a hinge with the by the fire stamps, or by the fire die set. So I just have been using that to create my little open doors. And I just take the door die that comes with this set and just cut it out while I'm cutting the base of this out. So what I have done is I went ahead and die cut all my stuff out, because it does take a little bit for some of these smaller pieces. I like this because it does come with its own frame to frame the mirror. So, and that's what this is. It's just a, giant mirror. I went ahead and added a dress to my dress form, and you don't have to add anything to it. I've cut one out just to show you guys that, you can leave it just like this inside the shop. I think I'm going to change the color of this flower pot though, because it kind of blends in a little too much, but I don't want to add the pink. So I may cut this out of gold, just to kind of see what it looks like. So I already have my dress form put together. I have my little handbags, and I love this, that you can add any little details to these little handbags. I've also cut out the shelf that will go along inside, and I did cut that out of gold since I cut the light and the heart out of gold. I have a couple pairs of little shoes. Zoom you guys in so you can see those a little bit better. So there's boots, there's heels, there's a couple different shoe designs. And then I have a couple different handbags that I put together as well to sit on my shelf along with the shoes. So what I'm going to do is, and I like to do this before I have everything, before I do the top piece down, I like to go in and decorate. Now I did use pattern paper. This was from a Honeybee Stamps pattern paper pack as my wallpaper, I guess. And I will add a floor to the bottom of this. Let me zoom you guys out just a little bit. So that way there's a little bit of separation. Now you're not really going to see it, but I know that it's there. So I do like to add that little bit of, just a little bit of extra. Because you can see through the side of the window, or the side of the pop-up. I do really like how these fold flat. Now this is the awning that comes with this set. And this I always glue this down last, just because I need to make sure that I have all my pieces in place. And then it comes with these little lights. So I did those in gold as well, just to tie in a little bit more gold. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started to put together. I did go ahead and glue the little lights on the back and added my adhesive strip. So with this, you want to, now I've messed this up a couple times. I couldn't remember how to fold the awning. So you always want to make sure this bigger flap is kind of folded out. And then I immediately put my adhesive on there so that I know that's the way it's supposed to go. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting this together. Fill you guys in a little bit on what's been going on and what's been happening. I did obviously take a, YouTube break for a little while. I had to concentrate on my health and my kids and life in general. So that's pretty much what I've been doing this whole time. Now I did get on TikTok for a little while, and I still enjoy TikTok, but with it going away, I really wanted to get back to YouTube, and I've been wanting to get back to YouTube for quite a while, but this just gave me that extra push to start creating again. Because like everything, I go through bouts of stuff. I've really been reading a lot lately, which has really helped my mental health a lot. it kind of like just calms my brain down, because, you know, with anxiety, sometimes it just takes over. And I try to stay super positive and not let, you know, the anxiety rule the life. So that's what brought me back into, you know, getting crafty again after my break, which I really needed. I think part of it being on some design teams and feeling some of that pressure just really made me lose my passion and my creativity. So now I just create for myself. If a company wants to reach out, that's great, and I will take a look at it. But, you know, I'm no Jennifer McGuire or Mindy Egan, which I love. I have met her in person, and she is the nicest person on the planet. She was so nice when I met her at Creativation a couple years ago. I was really sad that I missed the one in Columbus since I'm in Ohio. It really wasn't that far for me to go, but I just completely missed it. So let me go ahead and start adding my elements to this card. And like I said, I'm going to add a bottom to this so that there's some type of floor, a little bit of separation. And I do like to use pattern paper, especially with stuff like this, because I feel like it adds a lot of background to your cards. Not just so much background, but just a lot more dimension. There's a lot to kind of look at without it being super overwhelming. So what I'm going to do is grab my piece of pattern paper, die cut it out real quick, and then I will be right back. So I just went ahead and just grabbed the yellow piece of scrap cardstock that I had, and I'm just going to like lay this down. And like I said, you're not going to see a whole lot of this, but I do like to add it just for that separation. So I'm going to mark this with my pencil, which for some reason I have found to be one of my more valuable crafting tools. So in this, I don't have to worry about, you know, super straight, super not straight. I can just cut it and place it in my little scene. I have really been enjoying these Concord and 9th sets. I mean, for some reason, I've just kind of fell out of coloring a little bit. And it's not that I don't enjoy it. It's just, you know, I don't have all the Copics or all the Olo markers, though I am slowly collecting them. So my choice so far has been the Zig Real Brush watercolor markers, and I do really, really enjoy those. But I also don't want to watercolor everything. So die cutting has been like super relaxing. It's really helped some of my anxiety because I'm more concentrated on, you know, what I'm doing and adding to my scenes and making sure that everything's die cutting properly. I did recently get the Empress. My Gemini just finally was on his last leg, and I'd had him forever, and I didn't buy him new, so I gotten him off a marketplace. So now what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to start adding my pieces to see where they're going to line up in my window, because you don't really want to like block, you know, your window, but you also still want to be able to see the elements that you're putting in. Now I have thought about cutting out this line. When you open the card, it just kind of shows, you know, it doesn't really add a whole lot of like structural support, I guess. So I think with my next one, I'm going to just snip that little line off and have my whole window open. So as I'm laying, and another one of my more valuable tools is these reverse tweezers. I have been struggling a little bit with, you know, grasping smaller things, and that's mostly due to the MS, but these have been super valuable to me. So now that I have him kind of lined up, and like I said, this is going to block just a little bit of the design, but since I'm putting this bigger purse in here, it's going to kind of help draw your eye there a little bit more. So between these tweezers and my pickup tool, they have really, really, really come in handy. So by not gluing this down, it gives you the option of opening it back up and being able to move around your pieces a lot more, which I appreciate. Like, there's nothing worse than trying to line something up and it's just not, you know, you have to rip it back apart to, you know, get everything glued back down. So I think what I'm going to do is just figure out a good placement for this little stool or stand and try to get it to a place where it's okay if this blocks it just a little bit. It was not going to block a whole lot of it. And I've been using a lot of liquid glue lately. Liquid glue and score tape to get everything kind of where it needs to go. Like, these cards were so easy. Once you get everything die cut out, so easy to put together. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. Again, using these reverse tweezers has been a lifesaver for me. But even sometimes I still struggle. So life has been pretty good, actually. I've not had any relapses in my MS, knock on wood, which is great for me. I'm going to go ahead and pull this off so I can add my adhesive. My kids are doing great. My oldest will be graduating from college this year, which is super exciting. My middle daughter, she is thriving and working her butt off. She's really thinking about doing an electrician apprenticeship, which, you know, there's not very many females in those fields, and I strongly encourage my girls to do whatever makes them happy. So before I press this all the way down, I'm going to just kind of make sure that that line's really not going to cover a whole lot. Yeah, my husband is doing great. My youngest daughter, who just turned 16 in August, got her temps recently, and it's kind of sad because she's my last little, you know, she's my last kid to get her temps, which, you know, makes me a little sad, but I'm so happy for her because, you know, she is going to be thriving so much more. She is actually today they're at a bowling tournament. She bowls for the school. So that's where her and my husband are at right now. I recently had an infusion or else I would be there myself. But with that, you just have to be careful of, you know, being around people who are sick because it does lower your immune system. I've really been thinking about starting back up my autoimmune hop. So I really enjoyed that hop, and I had a lot of great companies want to sponsor and really help out, just bring awareness to a lot of the autoimmune diseases that are out there. I mean, like I said, I try to stay super positive about my MS because it could be way worse than what it is, and I'm so happy with the progress that I've made. I think this guy I'm going to kind of hang off the shelf just a little bit because he's going to get blocked. So if you guys would be interested in participating in the autoimmune hop, please let me know. Send me a message. You can find me on Instagram. I do have a page on Facebook that I will link. I haven't been like I said, I haven't been very active on a lot of my social medias recently, and that's just because, you know, I want to take care of my family and myself and make sure that everything is going well, you know, just like with any other life event. Now this guy, I think I'm going to put him down here because I'm going to add a pair of shoes. So I have a little pair, well, there's a couple pairs, but I think I'm going to use the gold boots on that one. And like I said, once you get everything die cut, these are so easy to put together. So here are, let me see if I can pick them up. These little pickup tools have been great. So here's like one little boot. And it comes with, you know, obviously both of them. But that's where my reverse tweezers come in handy. So now I'm going to try to place the mirror kind of by the door. So that way when you open the door, you can kind of see, you know, that there are elements inside. So I think I'm going to put him there and put my dress form right next to the little shoe rack. And like I said, that pencil line really helps with knowing like how far I can place my images. So there's my little dress form. It's being blocked a little bit by that light, but that's totally okay. I mean, you can still see on the inside of it. So I think I'm going to glue this one down first. So back to life. I mean, my daughter's going to be starting driver's ed, which they don't offer it in our schools anymore. So it's kind of like a, if we can find somebody open, because it does fill up pretty quick here. There's not very many driving schools super close to us, but they're not so far away where it's impossible to get them into. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue down this little mirror too while we're talking. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how my MS is right now. I am, you know, like I said, I try to see the positive. And don't get me wrong, there are days where it's just like so overwhelming and, you know, it just gets to be a little much. So for these shoes, I'm just going to dab the glue down because they're so tiny. It's really hard to pick these up for me. So I'm going to go ahead and add that one there, and then I'll add the other one right next to it. So, but I have been buying some things, and like I said, this is a Concord 9. For some reason, I almost, not that I forgot about them, I just kind of, well, I guess I kind of did. And then I was watching a couple videos. I think I'm going to add these heels right here. And seeing that they had these little pop-up shops. And I love interactive cards. I really do. Some cards are a little bit more involved. So, like, I did get some Lawn Fawn interactives, which those are extremely easy to put together. Now, I do have to watch the one video every time just to make sure that I'm putting my pieces in the right spot, because it can be a little tricky, but those are with like the easiest interactives that I have found besides these. I mean, these aren't like super interactive, but I try to add, you know, some elements here and there. Now there is this little like picture frame. I think I'm going to add him over here just so that there's still a little bit, it's not so blank on this side. But yeah, I mean, what would you guys like to see? I posted a couple haul videos. If there's anything in those haul videos that you would like to see me create or go over or explain, please don't hesitate to let me know. I love getting the comments. I love interacting with everybody. It's so nice to interact with people who have the same interests as you, and you're not struggling. So sometimes, and I think I am going to do it this time, I have the Spectrum Noir like glitter pen, and I do like to go over some elements. Like I'll go over the dress, and it will make it look darker at first because it's just cardstock, but it will dry back to the original pink color. And I just add just a little bit of sparkle, just a little bit. I mean, who doesn't love sparkle? And then I'll add some to this handbag that's over here as well. But this is a super easy set to put together. So when I do attach, which that's what I'm going to do now, I will peel off my score tape, and I will also add liquid adhesive because I sometimes do not line things up straight. And that is, you know, you kind of want to keep your things straight and not a little wonky. I don't strive for perfection. I just want it to look cohesive. So with this one, what you're going to do is you're going to bend this down flat, stretch it over. And like I said, I have that pencil mark there, so I know where this is going. So it does take a little bit of, for me anyways, a little bit of finesse to kind of get this down here. But once it's down there, like, that's it. Like, you don't have to do anything else. And like I said, this came together so quickly. And I'm glad that I made a video about it. So now you can see that nothing is covered up. It's all, you know, visible. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the awning to it. But before I do that, I did cut out the little boutique in gold cardstock. That does come with the set. Which, if I would have thought about it, I would have ran it through with some double-sided adhesive, so I could have just peeled it off and put it on there. But, I mean, I use the Barely Arts glue, and it's really easy just to kind of dot around and get it on there. So, and I have been talking with my friends, Shell and Marie, and they both have YouTube channels as well. So I think we're going to try to collaborate on a couple of different things. I know they're happy that I'm back on YouTube and, you know, starting to create again, because it really is a great outlet. And I'm just going to add that right here. Now, I didn't need to add so much adhesive. It's just, that's just how I am. I need to make sure my stuff is going to stick and not fall off. So I let that dry for just a second. I'm going to decide what I'm going to do with this guy. I think, you know what? I think I'm just going to leave him the way he is. I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive here. And I will add some foam strips to the bottom of this so that it does pop out a little bit more. So I added my foam strips here, and I am just going to kind of, I am just going to keep it this color and just kind of go with it. So I just like to add the little flowers. They're so cute. And those flowers came from the flower shop set. The great thing about these is that you can mix and match all of them. And that's what I like. I really like a versatile, you know, die set that's not just for one specific thing. Unless it's something that I'm really going for. And like I said, I'm adding it. I have the double-sided adhesive on here already, but I'm also adding liquid glue so that I can get this lined up the way that I want to get it lined up. And you're just going to line it up with the very top of the card. And my videos are probably going to be a little bit longer. It's just I've been off of YouTube for quite a while, so it's a little nerve-wracking getting back into the swing of things. So I'm going to make sure that's really on there good. And then I'm also going to bend this back just a little bit. Now I did take my bone folder and do all the creases as well. So that right there completes my little boutique. And like I said, you can add as many or as little things as you want to. What's great about this is it does fold completely flat, so you can put this in an A2 size card, and it will be, you know, you'll be able to mail it just fine. So there, it's folded completely flat. I can get it in my A2 envelope and mail this out. And you can make this for any occasion, like anything you have coming up. I really enjoy that versatility as well, where you can just make your buddy a nice little card, like a, you know, just thinking about you or anything really. So I'm really happy with these Concord 9 sets. I'm going to be doing some more videos on them, and like I said, next time I will I will start from the very beginning. But like with this, I will bring my door open, and then you can see, you know, the inside of the card, which is nice. And they're so nice to display. I have them displayed up on my bookshelf right now. So yeah, that's my video for today. I will be posting a lot more frequently. I'd like to start doing some lives as well. I really like interacting with everybody, and I have missed being on YouTube. So until next time, guys, have a great day.